Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
You are now tuned into the cut.
Cutting and scratching.
Cut.
Cut is correct.
Each cut is totally arranged.
Why chillin' the cut.
Yo, welcome to the cut. As always, it's your man, Uncle Catfish Dj IV. How you doing, sir? How you doing?
It's
been a good week?
Oh, last night, bump and grind.
Nice.
Line and break.
We are blessed this week with the man himself, Quake motherfucking Matthews in the
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Saltiest motherfucking spot on the east. Except for where you get girl. Just what?
I like the energy, man, already.
Energy's good.
I like the energy, man.
Quake?
Energy is good already.
Quake Marcus Frederick Matthews.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I got the government info.
It's Marcus Frederick, isn't it?
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Quake MF
Matthews.
Matthews.
That's hard.
First question I want to ask you is,
That's hard.
how many words in Swedish do you know? It's been on my mind for like months.
You know what? I don't even think.
You wouldn't. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking, how many words does he know?
I don't think I remember. Literally, I don't think I remember any. Like I would have known them when I was there. Like just when I asked them, because I probably, when I asked people words in Swedish, I was definitely really intoxicated. So it was more of like a need to know basis. So I'd be like, what is beautiful girl mean? How you say that in Swedish? Yeah. Then you use it, but then waking up the next morning is nothing that I retained.
Damn.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Shit, like even off the top, like I know people in Sweden, my friends in Sweden are probably watching this being like, you fucking idiot. But I can't, I'm drawing a blank. Like I really don't think I remember any words.
You got hello or goodbye or nothing?
Shit, man. I think hello is just hi. They say
See,
hi.
the thing is, when you're Quake, all you hear is Quake from everybody everywhere you go. So how are you supposed to learn a language?
No, I swear, yeah. There's a lot of like high, higher tones, like like I don't know. Do you ever watch any shows? Like, have you seen Lilyhammer? Like how he's in Norway. That one. You've seen that show? Is it hi?
Yeah.
It's a lot of like it's like that like
up inflection.
Yeah.
They certainly don't do that.
Yeah, they do not do it.
That.
Man, my grandmother, she's 89 years old. She turned 89 December. She's from Sydney Mines.
Shout out.
So she came up, and then some of my other family from Sydney Mines came up. And between them and my mom, Christmas dinner was just a, man, the yas were just
no air in the room.
Inhale, was just going around, bro. I could not keep up with it, man. Yeah, I couldn't breathe. They were taking all the air. Yeah.
Breathing all that in.
I think it helps people from the East smoke weed because they're good at like.
So you think that's why people from the East Coast are good at holding the weed in?
I don't know that they are. It's a new poll. New poll on the website. There's a theory that I've heard, and I want to ask you, that European audiences, when it comes to hip hop, sort of have like a real strong understanding of like sort of the roots, like old school, almost like they're still catching up in a way, and have a reverence for like boom bap and reverence for lyrics in a way that maybe a current rap market doesn't in North America as much. Did you find that to be true, being like a reporter?
I thought it was definitely true. I thought it was definitely true. Like,
so was it dope for a guy like you to have an audience like that?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Mesh.
It was pretty cool.
Perfect.
And also, like, just me speaking from a fan point of view, like, when I was over there, I was looking for concerts, like, to see was there any concerts in town that I could go check out. And, like, so I saw, one night it was, like, Dilated Peoples. So I was like, oh, dope. Okay. Like, this is probably going to be dope. Like, no disrespect to Dilated Peoples. Like, I was like, this is probably going to be, like, a dope little show. You know what I mean? Sure. So I go in there, and it's, like, I think it's, like, 50 euros, which is probably, like, I don't know, 70, 80 bucks.
Yeah.
Entire thing is sold out, packed.
They were heavy over there.
Huge crowd. And I'm just, like, I'm thinking, like, again, I just did not expect it to be that big. Yeah, like if something like that or an underground group comes here, like when we get Mobb Deep or these legendary groups, sometimes it might be like 200 people. I expected something like that. this was absolutely packed, sold out, and that's when I kind of knew, when I was like, wow, like the appreciation here is so much more, and it kind of gave me hope because I was like, wow, I can tour here in years to come, and I have this to look forward to. So it's definitely inspirational for sure.
A lot of artists say that, like, they still have longevity over there.
Yeah.
For years and years to come. And a lot of artists just stay touring over there.
Man, I watched like Redman videos on Instagram, like the shows he does over there, and like just I don't know, man. Any act you can name, like Ja Rule, I seen over there, like selling those shows. Like people got a appreciation for that classic stuff, I think. So
that sound is still relevant on, and even in Australia too. Like that's the sound that's like more dominant on radio than pop is.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Where in North America is it's like all heavy on the pop, and you got to make the radio hit. But like you know, you can get on radio over in in Australia, and you know,
and that money spends.
Yeah, straight up.
You know what I mean? I gotta, since it's your first time here, and also just because it's a segment we like to do in the show called First Cuts.
First Cut.
I want to hit you with some quick, like relatively quick.
All right.
First, you know, first times. They don't have to be quick.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that. I want to know the first time that you felt starstruck, like locally. Just a two-parter, locally, and then sort of like more internationally. Like a time when you were like, damn, that's someone, you know, here that you were like, shit, you know. I'm beside them or I'm interacting with them and they're like, treat me like a peer or something.
Yeah. Locally, probably like I would say Classified, you know, like being like 14 years old. And actually, like when I went over there for the first time, I'll just break down the story. Like,
how did you meet him, like as a 14-year-old?
Yeah, so I don't know. I think like somehow I met Jay Bru, and Jay Bru agreed to produce a beat for me for free, and he agreed to jump on the feature. This song is called One Hand. It's featuring Rocky Ninja and Jay Bru, and I was like 14 years old, and I think you can still find it online. It's on this CTG sampler.
The sampler?
Yeah, it's on there.
Just the logo?
Yeah, it's on there somewhere. It's called One Hand Quake featuring Jay Bru and Rocky Ninja. I was literally 14 years old.
We should put in a little piece of it right here.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Dude. Shout out to Trizza.
Yeah.
Gucci Ghost.
So he was like, yeah, I'll hook you up. You know, come down. I was like, well, do you have a place to record it or whatever? He's like, yeah, come down to this dude's spot. And it was Classified. Yeah. So I was a fan of him at the time. And, yeah, I think just going there and then, like, coming into the room and it was, like, Jay Bru, Classified, and Spesh K. I was just like, wow. Whoa. You know, yeah, I'm really here. Yeah. And then I think, like, Class pulled the mic out at the end of our session, and we were all just freestyling, kind of fucking around. Like, you know how, like, I'm sure they were, like, whatever, 22, 23, and we all just had a little cipher. Sure. And, like, hearing that voice in person, like, hearing that voice on the mic, rapping in person, that was kind of, like, a weird moment for me, definitely.
The first time you did that in front of me was a weird moment for me.
Yeah.
It was. I was like, shit, look at that. He's, like, 2 feet away.
When did you stop believing in Santa Claus? Did somebody tell you, or was it something you discovered on your own?
Yeah, they fucking said that shit in school. I was like, no.
They said it in school?
I don't.
Well, no, like
how rude.
No, not the teachers.
I thought you said that. They made an announcement over the PA.
No.
All right, you've reached grade 5. Santa Claus is not real.
No, it was nothing like that.
We're just telling all of you at once.
Yeah,
so we don't have to
get it over with. Yeah.
Just somebody said it in my class, and I was like, no, he's real. And they were just like, everybody was just like, no, bro. Like,
I don't remember like losing that. I remember it. Like, I know it went away, but I don't remember.
You don't remember
specific,
that moment?
No.
Yeah, you lost it.
No, not particularly. Crazy. Not really. Do you?
I think so. Yeah, because I'm very very Snoopy kid, I guess you could say. Like I was like Sherlock Holmes. Like I would study every inch, and I'd find gifts, and I knew, and then I'd wait, and then if it said from Santa, I would say, oh, I found that hidden under this the day before. And then I remember one year I ruined it for my sister. I was like, watch this. And I showed her these gifts, and then sure enough, some of them said from Santa, you know, and I kind of ruined it for her. But yeah, I discovered it myself, and I kind of suspected that he was fake, but I had to confirm it for myself, so I did a little investigating.
Wow.
Yeah. I did that for my brother too.
Did you?
I
You ruined it for
broke
Marv?
his heart. Yeah.
I remember my mom getting me to like write Santa on some things,
Yeah, we used to send letters.
like for my
It's
HOA,
crazy now.
for my
HOA,
siblings. So I'd be
HOA.
like, "Hey, that looks different. That's not mom's handwriting."
Bro, there's
Oh,
like
you used to write it to your siblings.
Yeah,
Oh,
like a
that's
little
different
tag.
thing. That's
Like, you know, like a little.
You know what
tag on a
though?
present.
I remember we used to write them to little kids at elementaries.
oh
They
yeah.
used to get us to write them.
Oh,
to little
that's
kids at elementary
that's kind of cool.
in school.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's like grade 6.
Now you
grade
can. I got
7.
little cousins. Now you
Like
can
I
literally
both just-
track Santa. Like you can
I
see
know,
where
like,
Santa-
on
you
your
see
phone.
Him, you see
On
him
your
just
phone.
going over the water and stuff,
Oh,
over
yeah.
the lid. You see him.
I'm surprised there hasn't been a lawsuit or something around that. Parents being like, "Look, man, when that kid did, we drove to the spot on the GPS, and Santa wasn't there. My kids are freaking out. Look at all the
Yeah.
damage they did.
Yeah.
You owe me." When was the first time you had an interview?
The first time I had an interview, I think it might have been.
For anything?
I think it might have been with CBC.
Oh, shit.
A lady named.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think it might have been
Name
with
drop
CBC.
it.
It was at. I think it was at the. Remember the DJ workshop for the DJOs they used to put on for like kids? Where was it? It was like by the Lord Nelson, or it was somewhere. They used to do like along with the DJOs. There was like a little program. I don't even remember. Anyways, I don't even know. I was probably
They're
around.
stumping me, man.
Yeah.
I remember a lot.
I was
of
probably
people.
around 16 or something, and I remember a lady, Fliss McGregor, I think was her
Yeah,
name.
shout out. I know Fliss.
Yeah. So
Shout
that
out
was
to
like the
Fliss.
first interview I really remember that was like with any sort of real publication. Yeah. So that was cool. I remember I used the clip in.
You mean the old CBC studios? By
Yeah,
the Lord
yeah,
Nelson?
there you go,
Yeah,
there you
okay,
go.
okay.
The ones
Now-
by the
Yeah,
hospital?
Yeah.
The old one. That
By
was
the
on
Lord
Oh, right on the
Nelson.
corner.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
rounded front
Yeah, the
there.
round-
I feel like there was some sort of like
Yeah, that place was dope.
breakdancing and DJing or something for kids to introduce them
They
to hip hop or
definitely would
something.
have did something. They did something with the radio a couple years, and so
Yeah,
they were
maybe it
definitely
wasn't.
like
Maybe it
targeting-
wasn't DJ Olympics. Maybe I'm making that up, but it was something. But yeah, I remember going there.
When's the first time you rapped in public?
Shoot, the first time I rapped in public. Man, I'm not sure. Like as in a show or just like.
Well, as you were thinking about it, I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, I want to know both.
So like the first time I think I ever rapped in front of any type of crowd was, I started freestyling.
Yeah.
And a dude on my hockey team from the North End, Mike O'Malley, shout out Mike, he showed me what freestyling was,
Yeah.
and he showed me how to download instrumentals, because I didn't know how to just get the
How
beat.
old are you here? Like,
I'm probably like, I don't know.
what do you download?
15. I
What
think
beat are you
if
after?
I ruled the world, Nas.
No,
Now-
man, you was 14 when you
14,
met up
ma-
with Bru and them.
Yeah. So then wait, the fuck? This must have been way earlier then.
Shit, he was like 8. That's what I heard.
No, hold on. Yeah, that's true.
The
So,
legend
yeah.
of Met.
You must have been
Oh
rapping
yeah.
at the
So,
West.
no.
and
So
stuff.
what, how old
Fuck
are
the
you?
myth.
Yeah.
Let's
so
do the
yeah.
legend.
No. Wait.
All right,
Yeah,
so-
you're right. So how old would junior high be then?
Yeah, that's like 12, 13, 14.
So
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so then this had to be
15
younger
at the max.
because when I did the song with Bru, I was either 14 or 15, and that was like really
You were definitely 14.
recording. So then this was junior high, so this
Yeah.
must have been like 12, 13 then,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. So yeah, he taught me what that was, and like I just started trying to do it. And
Were you Quake then?
No.
Were you just your name?
Yeah, I don't think I was anything. Like I
Yeah.
don't think I was a rapper or anything. I
You were
was just
just-
like trying to do it
yeah.
or figure it out.
Okay.
And then so I started getting kind of good, and then certain people around the neighborhood knew. And then I remember that this girl, we were all standing in front of the store, and this like girl was like, "Oh, who raps? I'll battle anyone." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not that good, but
A
you gotta
girl?
go." Yeah, a girl.
What?
Yeah.
Shout
But
out to
Was it
female
Shiloh?
MCs.
no.
Shout out to female MCs.
This girl was like a tough
No
girl
respect
though,
in the
like
game.
a tough girl, and you know
Was it Tandra?
no. She's from
He's gonna
Fairview.
keep asking names for the
No,
rest
she
of
was
the
from
show.
Fairview.
For the
Anyways,
rest of the show, he's gonna keep
yeah. Anyways, I said, you go first, and then she went. The only line I remember she said to me was, I swear this was like the only line, something about I'll send shots through your do rag or something like that. I wasn't wearing a do rag, but it was
Wow.
yeah.
That
so-
stuck with you though.
Yeah, that stuck with me. Like that one line, I was like, okay. And then I remember that I went and
Shots through your do-rag.
I said something about fake Charlie Baltimore or some shit,
Nice.
and like everyone around was going crazy, man. So that was like maybe the first battle, I guess. the first time rapping would be grade 9. So this would be 14 because grade 9's 14.
Yeah.
So my grade 9, the night of my grade 9, you know how they have the graduation party, like when you graduate grade 9? So we went on that.
I got a good story about
the
that.
Queen, what's that boat that spins in the back?
The
Harbor Queen.
Harbor Queen.
Yeah, so we were all.
Still be partying on that thing.
So we all went out on the Harbor Queen, like everyone from grade 9, whatever. And then I think the party was over at 12. And that was when my first show was starting. It was DJ Dopey at the Palace.
Oh, I remember that night.
Yeah, so my shop teacher, you know, he took me off the boat, and he's like, I was like, you got to drop me off at the Palace. And then he's like, he knew it was all serious and everything. He just couldn't believe it. So he walked me up to the Palace, dropped me off. I went in, and that was my first show. Yeah,
Shit.
DJ Dopey. Yeah, grade 9 graduation the same night.
So was that one, like, were the times where you just could come in and then you had to leave when you were done? Or did you stay the whole night?
I think I stayed the whole night that night.
Were you there at the end of the night when they wouldn't let us leave?
I don't know why. I don't. If there was something going on, I don't remember.
Oh man, somebody took something, and they wouldn't let us leave, and like the owners was like straight up yelling in Dopey's face, like this far apart, and like
No
his
way.
manager.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was all bad for a minute there, man. It was all bad.
Damn.
Did you
No,
ever-
I don't
did-
remember none of that.
On your early come up, did you ever have your age, like, prevent you from doing a show? Like, where you got to a door or something, people were like, "No, fuck you, kid."
No, because there was this.
Like, no, not, you know what I mean?
No,
like, people
there
just
was-
like, "Who the fuck are you?"
we soon realized. I think after that, we soon realized that there was a form you could get.
Okay.
It was from the liquor board, and it pretty much was like consent to go perform, but you would have to sit in like the kitchen, like an unliquor area or something,
right.
and then you would have to leave usually right after you perform. So
Would you have
Yeah,
to
I
do
remember
that?
that rule.
yeah,
I
so
remember
I
that
would have to
rule.
do that.
Did
Yeah,
they enforce that? So you'd be sitting in the kitchen?
yeah, a lot of times.
You know what? I
Yeah.
got a picture of you
Wow.
in the kitchen. I got a picture.
Wow.
Yeah,
In the kitchen from Merrill's.
Yeah, Merrill's.
From
yeah.
Merrill's when Jin was here.
Yeah. I used to have to sit in the kitchen, and I remember that.
I got a
yeah.
picture of him in the kitchen. You can see his head through the.
We should put that.
I will put it up. I got
Yeah.
that.
You got it? Yeah. So there was
Post that,
certain nights like.
But we snuck you in before.
Yeah,
that, though.
certain nights. Once we figured it out, like that happened. But I remember IV brought me to the attic one time, and that was what is that taboo now for all you young kids? And we literally snuck in there, and I literally hid behind the big speaker. Like when you hear me say that in the Justin Bieber song, "Hiding Behind Speakers, Peeing in Cups," in my Justin Bieber remix, like. I literally sat behind the speaker the entire night.
I
And
so remember that.
I remember I was like, IV, I got to go to the bathroom. He's like, you can't. They're going to throw you out if they see you. And I was like, man, I got to piss bad. He just looks over and hands me a glass. And I remember I just set it up down on the ground.
I don't know if
pissed
it's
in
a
it.
glass or a pitcher or what.
It was
like,
something like it
was
was
a
a
pitcher.
cup, I think.
It's a picture.
Pissed in the cup, man.
It's a fucking
But it was
garbage
like
can.
in the
it
cup.
was
The
like
garbage can.
the speaker
big
though.
one.
Like
Yeah.
how you hiding behind a speaker? But this was the drum monitor that
Oh,
stood like
fuck.
this tall.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
you can
And,
hear.
and we shimmied it up. They used to have like this inlet that went in on the stage.
Yeah.
And we just shimmied the corner of the drum riser up against the corner of the inlet. So he sat in the inlet right behind the speaker.
Shit.
Yeah, and I remember I came
For like
on
3,
stage
4 hours
Yeah.
until they performed.
And I came on with my hood over my eyes because I had to come in there before the club like opened or whatever.
So
So, it was like, so I had to come in there and sit there and wait. So
he
I had
rolled
to,
in with me at 9 with the hood up,
Yeah.
carrying my records.
Yeah, I had to wait.
With the hood up, and then
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, here, just grab this chair, just sit right here, don't fucking move. I remember that night. I remember we was talking on stage, and the old manager and the bus boy or the sound guy, he doubled as the sound guy. He was looking at me talking to you, and they were like, who the fuck is he talking?
They thought you were talking. Yeah, they thought you were
They
talking to yourself.
Oh, they thought I was going crazy, man.
Ooh.
They were like, they really thought I was going crazy. Like, they were like, man, were you talking to yourself earlier? Like,
Yeah.
we just couldn't get your vibe earlier. And I was just like, no, man, just having an off night, man.
That's crazy.
I remember that like it was yesterday. I got so
Classic.
many pictures of those nights, man.
Damn, you gotta
I'm
send me
gonna
some of that.
I'm gonna
shit,
put that
man.
up on the site.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put that up on the site.
How important is it for you at this point to like, or is there anybody that reminds you of you where they like you want to help them out? Is there anybody that you sort of like? Is there a soft spot in your heart for like hiding someone behind your speaker now? Because of that?
I don't know. That sounds weird, but
It does.
no, but
When you put it like that.
Hashtag
No,
behind your speaker.
to be honest, I don't think the scene is what it is today. Like I don't think it's
Talk
not
about the difference.
It's
Talk
not
about the difference.
it's
for
not
people
the
that don't know.
same. It's not the same now.
What was different?
You know, like
You seemed like you had people that
now it
gave a
now
shit
it
about
might
you.
be like like retweet the post. Like maybe that would be my way of helping, or put it in my Instagram story or something like that. Whereas like it's not like you don't have to be out and about and show your face, and like that's the only way when I was coming up. It was like, you know, you had to be in front of people. You had to leave your house and go out. Now you can pretty much like sit in your house and create music and put it online and have a fan base and have the whoever you want to hear it and do it that way and never really be seen. So yeah, I think it's way different now. I don't even know, like to be honest, and it's like it's not a community like it used to be. Like there used to be like Lifted every Wednesday. That was the hip hop night.
Right.
So
No,
if you
there's no more Halley famous.
yeah, if you want to be involved in hip hop, you would go to this night,
Right.
and you would
Right.
meet everyone. Or you
Timer.
know, there was Halley Famous, the website. You could message board, you could interact. But now there's no sense of community. So
Elements
it's like
League. Every
Elements
Saturday,
League every
like,
Saturday, freestyle
Everybody
battles.
knew, you know what I mean?
So there's like all
like-
these things that we did as a community, but it doesn't exist anymore.
you know, PRD outside the
Yeah,
library.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that
exactly.
religious things that would
I
happen
went there every week
religiously.
too.
I really think is so important is just that regular, you know, just on
Yeah.
things that happen regularly.
Yeah.
It's so hard to keep them going.
Yeah.
It
So
depends,
hard.
though. It depends because certain people just ain't trying to go certain places. That's how it is.
Elaborate. Certain people, certain places, just too
Well,
many.
I mean, like,
Listen, you're not on trial.
no, I'm not on trial. But I mean, like, you can have one thing going.
Or are
You
you
can
on
have a
trial?
weekly thing going. Like I just finished a year weekly at Reflection.
Yeah.
I might have saw 7 rappers come through in a year.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it is a club night,
Right.
and rappers ain't going out to dance.
Yeah.
So, but it's not really a place where we had live performances or anything
Yeah.
like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you know, even when we like 2 years ago when we tried that Wednesday joint,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the Seahorse, like the Who Wanted Wednesdays, like
Shit, I was guilty of not going.
yeah, but
And
I
was
mean
like,
we
oh,
had
we
like
gotta
maybe
go.
40, 50 people was the best night.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We'd see at least 75, 100 at Lifted on a slow night.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some nights that was packed wall to wall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the same way when we used to do the Attic. It's the same way we used to do Fridays down at the warehouse, and the same as we used to do it at the Olive, the Khyber. Like those were like religious
Remember the Olive?
places that people. You remember the Olive? You remember the Olive?
I don't remember the
Thursdays.
Olive.
I do remember the Olive. yeah.
Thursdays at the Olive. Wow, Scratch Bastard, Caleb Simmons.
Yeah.
They get up. Caleb get up every single week.
Yeah.
Every week he'd get up and do a beatbox thing,
Crazy.
sing a little bit.
Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
Nah, it was bomb. It was Mo Bounce and it was Caleb and Bassett.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was a fucking great. It was because then we go Wednesdays do the Attic thing, then we go to all the Thursdays do that. Friday there'll be a big show at the Marquee. Saturday there'll be some other show
Yeah.
wherever. You know what I mean? So we was out 4 nights a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
It was
right.
amazing like that. You know what I mean? And now it's like you struggle to get one night. You know what I mean? We can't even get one solid weekly night
true.
going. Like,
I don't know why. Like maybe it's just not cool anymore or something. But like even I even back
Maybe.
then, like thinking back to then, like I remember some of my friends would hesitate to come to like hip hop nights with me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I went because I loved the culture and I wanted to, network with people and I want to hear this type of music. But like a friend of mine, like my friends, certain people be like, that's not gonna be popping. Like that's not where all the
No.
girls are at. I'm not coming down there to
Yeah.
stand around in a
Yeah.
hoodie and listen to
Yeah.
cannabis. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to go, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like so, it's like
I've had the same conversations.
I feel like that has like multiplied by 100 to where it just doesn't
Yeah.
exist now.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
100% true.
yeah,
just on the weekly though. But I mean, like, the monthly events do pretty well. Monthly
Yeah.
events, like, where
Yeah.
it's more spaced out. Like,
I think that's the key. Space it out.
Yeah.
I don't know the key actually. I don't know.
I don't think
nah,
that. I
nobody
don't think
knows.
that.
Nobody has the answers.
Actually, I don't think that it's fair to put it on artists all the time. Like, I think that's a big part of like something.
No,
like
it's not a part.
No,
but
like,
I mean,
I think
like
it's a big part of what we're trying to do here in a way is like, you gotta if you care about a scene and you're whoever you are, you gotta think about what role you play in it. So a guy like Quake is a fucking pillar. We got like part of our scene falls down without Quake. You're doing plenty. Just keep being a fucking killer MC, repping heavy for us. That's your role.
Yeah.
I can't be you. But I can be a huge fan, or we can do this. And people
like,
need to play their role. And I think we got too many people that
1,000%.
don't want to be a fan, or like doing like this, like create a venue to say we love these people, we love this scene. Let's record it, let's document it, let's make it a thing that exists that we can talk about it, not just kind of vaguely. And we can actually point at it.
But the thing
and say,
about it is,
that's
like,
a thing. But Quake's doing his thing. So sometimes we ask
definitely.
artists to go, like, "Yo, what's wrong with the scene?" It's like not their job to fix it. It's the scene's job to fix it if it's a problem.
But
Artists are
as
doing
we
their
get
damn
older, that torch gets, you know what I mean? That baton gets passed. You know what I mean? And I feel like the new generation, everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to take the baton.
Everybody wants to
help
play the same role too. Everybody
to
wants
help
to
the
be
local thing grow.
the MC or be the fucking superstar instead of be the person who like took the picture of it. But look who you listen to now. Like, you know, be a hero for history, fuckers. Go to the show and take pictures. Go to the show and be there so that people can interview you 50 years later. Yeah. You don't have to always be the MC, man.
Yeah, you
Shut
don't
the
have to
fuck
be.
up.
Yeah, you don't have to be the star every
And
time.
I love to pretend I'm an MC, but shut the fuck up. Go buy a ticket. Go to the show. Be a fucking fan. Okay, I want to ask you a question. The struggle. When's the first time you legitimately thought, like, I'm done? I give up. I'm not doing it.
Shit, I went through that like once a year, still.
Yeah?
To this day. Yeah. Not so much anymore.
But is it as heavy? Have you come to see it as like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Here comes that seasonal thing.
I remember. When did you interview me and KO last?
Like a year or two, maybe a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I remember during that project.
Something like that.
I remember like just before that project, before we started that project, of me being like, I don't think I want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
So like as recent as that, where
Right.
it's and like literally it was like, felt like I don't even have it anymore. Like
Right.
fuck this, I'm
You
not
were talking
interested.
a bit like that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's something I always
Huh.
always went through.
Do you write a lot, or are you creative in that time?
No,
No.
I don't do, and I'm not the person that to be honest, I'm not the person that does it every day like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I go in spurts. Like certain times I'll just be like, you know, all day every day for a certain amount, and I'll do a bunch of shit. But then there'll be weeks where I don't do anything.
Right.
Yeah, I go in spurts. I don't know.
Is that
why.
part of the celebration of the struggle? Is like coming to understand that there's going to be these times of self-doubt, and they're like, they're kind of a fertile time in a way, because they're like, why am I doing this shit? It makes you kind of re-up.
Yeah, times of I've come to learn that times of where you're uncomfortable, those are times of growth, and I
agree.
Yeah, so that's you know, you just got to, when those times come. Actually, those times don't even come from me anymore, really, because I've just learned that this is something I'm always going to be doing, and I've learned the patterns, and I've learned that, okay, if I'm feeling a certain way, then I'm not going to do it today or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I know it's going to come around, and I have faith that it will come
Right.
around. So I just learned to accept it, and you know, it's a rocky road, man. It's not easy.
Talk to me about the Juno Master Class.
Yeah.
Since the whole jump off.
Yeah, that was super dope, man.
Well, first of all, congratulations.
Yeah, thank
'Cause
you.
that wasn't
man.
just like walk in and here you go. You have to win.
You don't
that.
just get that.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I think it's sort of starting at the wrong place there, like as if, you know, anybody could just do that. But like, so congrats for getting there.
Yeah,
But
thank
then, like, tell me about it. Tell me what was it like?
Yeah,
for
so
you?
I heard about it through Neon Dreams, who won it last year.
Shout out.
Shout out to Neon Dreams. But yeah, so basically it's like this week-long, I don't know if you want to call it course or program. Camp, course, program.
It's like a retreat.
Yeah, retreat, I guess you could say.
All the above.
All the above. Camp, course, program, retreat.
Man, that's CCPR. Nice.
CCPR, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, at this camp, course, program, retreat, basically.
The Alan Slate.
Yeah. What happened was they gave you, I think it was like a month's curriculum, all into 1 week.
Damn.
So they had like guest speakers come in to talk to us. They had Cardinal, Lights, Max from the Arkells. They had stage coaches. Luther came through. Ivy was there for that.
Yeah, he was dope.
Yeah, he was dope. They brought us
Nice.
up to social media places. So we met the Facebook people. We met the Spotify people, the YouTube, the Google people. And they all gave us, like, you know, how to use their platforms better.
Did you meet the Russian people with the money?
Did I what?
Did you meet Russian people with money?
No. No.
Fuck.
Putin wasn't there.
All
But
right, keep going. Keep
yeah.
going.
But yeah, so,
Next time.
yeah, man, it was just like a beautiful thing where they pretty much teach you everything you need to know. And they pick 3 acts from the country. And it's pretty much like, this is their thinking from my understanding. It's like they have the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, which they do.
Right.
They have the Junos, so the people that are, you know, winning shit and popping now. So what they said was, and they started this program, I think 2 years ago.
Right.
They were like, all right, well, we need something for that first step. You know what I mean? On how
Right.
to get
there.
Yeah, to get there.
Right.
Like, we're missing that piece.
Makes sense.
So that's why they kind of put this piece into play.
Sure.
And yeah, man, it was a beautiful thing. It was honestly like one of the most knowledgeable experiences I've ever been through, and I'm so thankful to have went there,
The
man.
little clips that I saw as an outsider who's only seen like whatever was released, you know,
Yeah,
to the public, you seemed very eager and like you were like getting, not in a bad way, but in
Yeah.
like I'm here to fucking get everything I can out of this. Like
Oh,
the
fuck
way you
yeah.
were asking questions, like, I mean, I know you enough that I was like, he seems like. Fucking tell me, come here. Answer me. Okay, so then you like,
Yeah,
like almost
definitely.
like, give me. I want
Definitely.
everything I can get. Like,
Oh,
You-
yeah.
you
like
were handling-
focused as fuck.
You were handling
Yeah.
interviews like a boss too.
Well, I want
Yeah,
to say,
yeah.
I've
Yeah,
noticed a
interviews like
difference.
a boss.
I've
Yeah.
noticed a difference in the way, like, you don't break eye contact at all if you don't want to. You just stare.
No, yeah.
Dead. Like,
I don't know.
the man is on fire with
Nah,
his
you-
media.
I remember because we did
They did media training there,
no,
too.
but I noticed it. Look,
Yeah.
as someone who sat here, I can actually say, like, I see a difference. So shout
Yeah.
out to whoever the fuck did that.
Yeah.
Good job,
because we
Quake.
did the
Good job.
performance,
Fuck
and
yeah.
then you went and did the CP24.
Yeah.
And
I saw that one,
was,
too.
I was back at the hotel and I watched it and I was like, man, your boy just handled that like a pro.
Man,
No,
I remember,
even
like,
better than ever.
It was
I used to
already on
think-
you. You had a couple drinks.
I
in
used
you
to
too,
think,
man.
that's the
Like,
thing I used to think, and this is like a big difference I learned. I used to drink to the point where I would feel so comfortable that I would have no nervousness or no anxiety, and that's bad. That's bad.
That's why I brought you 2 bottles.
Because you know why?
Bad for you.
It's bad. You
Good
know
for
why?
us.
You know why it's bad? Because that little bit of anxiety and nervousness keeps you in control.
True.
If you go to the point where you can't feel any of that, you don't know where to stop. You don't
True.
know. And
Parameters.
So that's what I've learned. And like, yeah, we had that show and I had a couple drinks. And this, I never thought I would do this. I thought I would drink more for the interview. I was literally went back home chugging glasses of water, splashing water on my face,
Before you went to
trying to sober up. Yeah, man. And I never thought I would say that because
though.
it usually would be like, just drink more,
Yeah,
drink
yeah,
more.
yeah.
But I want to feel those human emotions because it's natural. It's, you know, it's cool. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to feel a little anxious.
Right.
And I've learned that, you know, certain times when I do feel those things, it comes off better on camera. I'm more in control to where when I drink to the point where I can't feel anything, then you notice I'm too loose. I'm too sloppy.
Sure.
I might, you know, my
Sure.
movements might
Yeah.
be everywhere, or I might say too much, or I might ramble on too much and say something that's going to get me in trouble.
Well, also as an artist, I think when you're trying to sell individuality, drunkenness is not very individual.
No.
Like drunk people are kind of the same.
Yeah.
But an individual Quake is
Yeah.
unique. Something
Yeah.
you can sell. Something people care about.
I never thought of it that way. That's actually a good
I
point.
never thought about it that way either.
Drunk people are the same.
They kind of are.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, because you're slurring your words. You can tell. You can look at a person and be like, he's drunk.
you know,
And you can
past
box-
those limits.
Mhm.
Like within
Yeah,
the
yeah,
limits,
yeah.
there's still that person sort of enhanced or drunk a little.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
past
yeah.
that, it's like you're dealing with the liquor now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind of like when you deal with someone on like a heavy drug. Like,
Yeah.
dude's coked out so much that you're just like
You're dealing
you're
with the-
just
yeah,
cocaine.
yeah.
Like
You become the liquor. Rest
You're-
in peace to
you're
Mr.
just-
Leahy, man.
Yeah, word.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
get
you
to that
become
point
it.
where you literally are the liquor, and it's
so you're not really dealing with like anything unique.
yeah,
It
exactly.
could be any but one of us.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
That was a great experience, though. I salute you for.
Yeah, man.
having me
yeah.
up there,
yeah,
man.
It was
That
dope.
was-
It was dope to have you, man, because all the other groups were like groups of 3 and 4, and I was just the only act. Like I was solo, so they flew Ivy up for a couple days, man, which was dope to have someone like to be a part of my thing as well. So yeah, man, that was dope.
It was a great experience.
Yeah,
What was
that spot they got, the Alan Slate building there, the studio that we was at. Isn't it called the Alan Slate?
Oh, Slate Music.
Slate Music, the place we went to.
Yeah. Or where we at? Or Coalition, where they were doing where we did the
practice, the first.
Yeah, that was Coalition Music.
Yeah, what a spot they got up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I've been in a couple studios in Toronto. That one was super nice, man.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Yeah, man, it was dope. Yeah.
So the fact
Crazy
that,
experience.
like to bring artists into that type of vibe, you know what I mean? Like studio's nice here, but it ain't nothing like that.
And you see all the everything on the wall, all the plaques and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Tom Cochran was there one day, and I walked past, and I was late for one of my sessions, and they're like, "Come on, quick, you got to get to the session." And then we walked past, and that's Tom Cochran, by the way.
Was he there for a couple days?
I don't know, but I just walked past, that's Tom Cochran, by the way, and I was like, "Yo, what?" And we kind of got up before I said, "I'm like, I want to meet him, bring me back." And then we went back, and he was already in a meeting or something, and I was late for my thing, so I never get to see him.
Man.
But
life is a highway.
that was I think my first concert I ever went to. Tom Cochran. My dad brought me and my friend Ian Austin to a Tom Cochran concert at the Metro Center. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was my first concert.
When I was leaving that day, I thought it was him, but then I thought it was the guy from Blue Rodeo.
Oh, okay.
With the white hair.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out, and I was like, man, did I just walk by these guys?
Yeah, man.
I was like, oh, damn, man.
Yeah.
What was the difference?
Tommy C.
Going up there, what was the difference between what you thought it was going to be like and what you come back from?
Well, I don't know if there is. I don't know. You get an idea because I watched the show from last year. You know how they make it into the miniseries.
Right.
So I kind of knew what to expect, and they kind of give you, I don't know, little tips on when we went to do the stage coaching, they're like, Luther's a little wacky, he got a lot of energy, so it's kind of I kind of went in hearing some stories from Neon Dreams, watching the videos from last year, and also they would kind of give you a little bit of heads up on what it's going to be like. So, I mean, I wasn't super surprised, but when you roll everything together at the end of the day, I guess just the amount of stuff collectively that they show you and that you experience within 1 week, that was not a surprise, but it's just you look back at the end of the week, you're like, holy shit, that was a lot of shit.
Right.
And this, you know what I mean? This is stuff that I can keep with me forever.
Right.
And all the contacts we have, at the end, they give you a folder of everything you learned and all the contacts and all the templates of stuff they do for you. And it's just there's a template on a form for expenses on how to man, because that was something I was terrible at, financial things, how much money am I spending on this project, where is it going, how much, you know what I mean? So they kind of organized me with that, and just a bunch of things, man. There's just so much you learn, and they give you a folder at the end where you can go back and reference any of the stuff.
Fantastic.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it was dope.
Productive week.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about the album itself.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself getting lost in it as quite a story,
Yeah.
I really like a lot of the choices you made there, because you made some big ones, I think. The spoken word, that's what I call it.
Mm-hmm.
The interludes or whatever. Talk to me about the choice to do that.
Yeah, well,
Were those written for that? Or those, what you're saying there? Or were they just written and then happened to be there?
I'll break it down. So I never, ever, ever did skits or anything ever before. And it was always something I wanted to try if it fit. And one of my friends came to me, Trevor McDonald's his name, and this guy, super smart guy, funny dude, but he's the last guy I would ever look at and be like, this guy has poetry, or this guy writes spoken word, or would never expect it from him. He's like, yo, I wrote this fucking thing. He's like, it's a piece, I don't know if it's a spoken word or whatever it's called Swamp Water. And he read it to me one night. We were just getting all fucking buzzed up.
Yeah.
And I was like, read it to me. And he's like, oh, I don't like how my voice sounds. He's like, you just read it. So I read it out loud, and shit sounded so good, and it was so well written. I was like, shut the fuck up. You wrote this? And he's like, yeah, man, it sounds dope. He's like, you sound dope when you say it. He's like, you put more conviction into it or something. So I was like, man, I should use this for something because I feel this exact same way. This is like a friend I always relate to, like certain things in life, like certain anxieties, or we think a lot the same. So like he pretty much summed up how I felt at that exact moment. I felt like it could fit the album, and I was like, yo, let me say it. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, sure, use it. So I had that one, and I was like, only to have one, I was like, it kind of doesn't really make sense. And so I always had this story in my head about the night my parents actually split up, and it was close to Christmas, and I always had this story in my head. So that was not really written. It was just like, all right, before this next song, this is going to be my second one. So I just kind of told the story and just freestyled it as I remembered it. And I just wanted to do 2 skits. I was going to do a 3rd skit before Fairview Flows. Yeah. One of my friends, Tommy, he lost his mom, man. Rest in peace, Michelle. One of the coolest moms ever, man. Listen to hip hop, like just coolest mom
That's
ever.
Who you're talking
yeah,
about.
let us party and everything. Coolest mom, man. Like really one of the coolest people ever. And the 3rd skit was gonna be something in front of Fairview Flows, and I was gonna get him to say it, and then he was like, I don't know if I can't really put it in words. And I was like, well, I don't want to really try to put it in words. And so it was going to be 3 of them, but I just kind of left that alone. And so it ended up being 2 skits. But I was definitely happy with it, man. A lot of people seem to be moved by those. And I was happy. It worked out well. It wasn't like just something you skip on the album and say, whatever. Like, there was actually something people listened to and gathered and took something from it. So, it was dope, man.
The Swamp Water one is interesting to hear that story because it does feel so... Like, I thought for sure you wrote both.
No, Swamp Water, yeah, that was...
You know what I mean? Like, that's interesting.
That was 100%.
It fits you so well.
Yeah.
Sure. Or, I mean, I guess I have no reason to think you didn't, but...
Yeah, that one, it was just like some fluke. Like I said, this is not a friend who wrote poetry or is like, yo, I got a bunch of poems. The one time he's like, I wrote my thoughts down. Right. Look at this. And I was like, shit, this is fucking amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. So
how do you pick people that you're gonna have on tracks? Like, because you have a nice selection, and some of them, man, there's some outstanding features on there.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't pick. Sometimes I just make the records, and then they end up on the album. So it's like, I don't know. I do a lot of that now, especially as of late. Excuse me. But I used to make certain songs like purposely for my album. So now it's just like I kind of just make music, and then I'll try to find a good collection that works well together.
That makes sense to me with the sound of the song, because I feel like there's a lot of diversity in here.
Yeah.
There's
like Confessions. That was that was gonna be. That was something we did at Gordy Sampson's song camp. I don't know if you know Gordy Sampson. Yeah. Crazy, amazing country writer, legend. Right. He, wrote Jesus Take the Wheel, countless crazy hits.
Grammys.
Yeah, 2 Grammy Awards, man. And just a pleasure working with him. So, Dylan Guthrie kind of introduced me to this song camp and kind of gave me the cosign, I guess. So they invited me down. And it was just they put you into groups, 2 groups a day, groups of 3 or 4, and you write a song in the morning and a song in the afternoon. And the afternoon group was myself, Gordy, and Frank from Neon Dreams, and we did this song, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it was, I loved it. We were all psyched when we made it. And, it was like a year later when it was album time, and I had so much to choose from. Sometimes you don't always remember everything you've done and or what you're gonna use. And I remember going through all my stuff, and I remember finding that, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be crazy. So then we fixed it up, and Corey LaRue added some stuff into it, and it just became my biggest song that I've ever been a part of to date. So
really,
it's a banger.
Yeah,
it is.
They're always bumping it on the radio too, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I love
radio.
It.
Yeah. Great so that was just something that came from being at an incredible camp and just writing a song. In the same way with Rhea May, it was like we went out to Class's studio one day, and we had nothing written down, nothing, and she started playing the idea. She had this idea for a song, and sang the hook, and I was like, all right, let's work on it. Ended up being a song. So yeah, and then there's certain times where it comes about like that, and then there's certain times where I'll do something, and then I'll be like, wow, this person would kill it. Like I'll have an unfinished idea and be like,
Hercules.
No, that was literally, he came down for his show.
Yeah.
We went to Samson's. Shout out to Samson in Fairview, and wow, the chair just lowered. I gotta put it back up. Went down to Samson's in Fairview, and yeah, man, we wrote it on the spot, man. Yeah. Wrote it on the spot. He had some beats in his email, and we did it on the spot.
Really?
Yeah. Now I gotta put this chair back up, man.
I think if you stand up and do that, it will work.
Yeah, I think.
Wait,
What is this?
It's going up.
What is this? A barber chair?
Yeah, shout out to Marvin from Ascensions.
Shout out to Ascensions.
Hooking us up with the old barber chairs.
The old barber chair. All right, hold on. We're gonna take an intermission.
Yeah, intermission.
Okay.
Re-up here.
Let's just fucking.
Take a real intermission?
No, we're good. I'm good right now. You good? Yeah, man.
All right.
Just gotta not push as hard on this footrest here.
This will be for like the you know those things at the end of TV shows used to have, like the little outtakes where the fuck ups.
Yeah.
We'd have to like
Kicking the
something
stool.
like that. There's a song on there. I forget the title of it right now, and I hate to say that, but it's about you have to do a show with someone that had, done you dirty, basically. Do you know the song I'm talking about? Someone that like got slept with your girl
Old Wives' Tale. Yeah, Old
Yeah.
Wives' Tale. Yeah.
I feel like that's like a brave song, and I also really like that song. a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, that's one of my favorites on the album.
It feels pretty brave to me, though. I feel like
Really?
not like super crazy.
I don't think
Superman.
it's really brave.
No?
I don't know. It's like
How real is that track for people
The
that
super
don't, that,
storytelling though.
100%
That's what
real.
Attracts.
there's nothing exaggerated about that. It's
Yeah.
literally 100% real.
Well, I just think a lot of people, obviously don't have the
I wrote
opportunity
it
to ask you that question.
After
though.
after
It's
that,
just a real
yeah,
story,
it's a real,
yeah.
100% real. After that happened, I went home like I think the night after, and just I didn't plan on making it a song for an album or whatever. Sometimes I just literally write to like get my feelings out there. You know what I mean? And that's basically what I did. I was like, I'm just gonna sit down and write exactly what happened and how I feel about it.
Right.
And I did it, and I recorded it, and I ended up really liking it. So I was like, fuck it, I'm using this.
Yeah.
It's real, and
It's a great track.
yeah. So that's what I used it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
gonna
man.
say, yeah. He's like, who's it about? Nah,
Sure. Feel free to look in the camera and just
No.
talk about.
nah. No, it's over.
That's part of media training, right?
Yeah.
Slippery
Yo, they
slopes.
showed me in the media training the Mike Tyson interview where he's like on CP24 and he's calling, but he's like, "You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit." And they taught me how to deflect, but they taught me what not to do, and that was one of them. They also taught me how to deflect. Like, see how now we're on a new topic.
Yeah.
See how now we're on a new topic.
I
now?
think Quake
You
should
see that? You see how I just
take a
did
mic
that?
up.
You
He's
see
good.
how I just
He's
did that?
He's real good.
Yeah,
That's
man.
funny, man.
Huh.
So what's 2018? What's going on,
But
man?
see, the thing is, if you're really like a crazy interviewer who wasn't worried about like getting slapped or never getting the guy back, you could be like, but why do you want to deflect away from that so much? It must be raw still.
You mean that specific question, or like why would you
I just
deflect?
thought
Period.
we were doing our media like back and forth, right? So I was like, that was your jab, there's your combo, and I got hit a little bit. I was like, ooh, he can hit, but I was like, but I'm not done. I'm not on the floor. Fuck. So anyway, what were you saying?
I just said, what's
I'm
going
just
on in
kidding.
2018, man?
I like how you pushed it ahead.
What do you got planned?
Yeah, right now, right now, one of the main things I'm trying to do, man, is just come with a follow-up single for Confessions. I'm trying to just, as my main focus right off the bat, is to come with another single, and then it's gonna be to get on some tour dates, man. Like I really
You need to be over in UK.
yeah, really.
Come with a single from that album.
What's that?
Come with another single from that album.
I don't
or-
know. The only one I could see, another commercial single.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Another like something that could work on radio and all that. So the
To
only
keep
one
it
from
hot.
that album I could see is like maybe the Mad Love with Rhea May. But honestly, I got some new stuff as well, including something new I'm working on with Rhea May. So we'll see. I got to like maybe February to figure this out. So I'm just working on some stuff right now, and
What's
we'll
your
see
calculation there when you say February?
Just because I know this single Confessions and what it's doing on radio now, and I know that I'm going on a radio promo tour in February to meet all the stations.
Right.
So
Nice.
I know that it's going to be beneficial to have a new single to present to them and
Right.
to show them this is what's coming.
Right.
So that's all.
In this day and age of what you talked about, like people being able to just kind of stay anonymous and put their music out or whatever,
Yeah.
how important is it to go do what you're doing?
To go meet the radio.
Yeah, like
if you want
sort
to
of
if you want to have a successful career on radio in Canada, you definitely got to go meet everybody. That's what I was told. I've never did it,
No,
but I
you,
know
you have to. Man.
Yeah, Neon Dreams did it. I'm sure Claus could tell you, but it's like you got to go meet people and show them you're a good person and express how your gratitude for their support and
right.
There's
you know
a way
build.
the Canadian music industry is designed.
Yeah.
That's part of the design. You know what I mean? You have to go do this stuff.
Yeah,
You
build
really
those
have
relationships
to.
that are gonna be with you for the rest of your career.
right.
And so it's like I never had a radio single before, so this is all new to me. I never thought that any of my music would live into that would live in that world or cross over.
That's
Is
so
that what they
crazy
call
to
it?
me. That's so crazy to me. You're like, it's exactly why this show. So like, I think why we wanted to do it was, there's so many people like you that are just have this huge career in my mind, and not just in my mind, in reality, and yet to the world, it's like, you know, my first radio single. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that
but that's going to be the first of many, I think, bro.
Yeah.
no,
man.
I don't mean that.
Now
I mean
you're on the
that's what we
radar,
want. We
they know
want to
your
celebrate.
name, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
all
I
this-
see the sky's
It's
the
kind of
limit,
harder in
but-
Canada because there's no like really that many. I don't think there's many. Maybe there's one in Toronto, I think, the Flow. But is there any like urban stations? Like in the States, there's urban stations.
There's one in Winnipeg.
Is there?
There's one in
So you could
Winnipeg.
put on the,
Oh,
you
yeah,
could make
that's true.
like
And
you
there's-
could make.
And there's
rap
one in
music.
Kitchener,
Okay.
and they're always hitting us.
Yeah.
They're
So you
always-
could make rap music in the States though and get on the main station,
Right,
like
right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in Canada, it's like like the stations, the main stations is like the top 40.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta make this music within this realm that's gonna compete with Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran. You're fighting Drake. You're fighting Weeknd. You're fighting whoever, Shawn Mendes. These are the people you're fighting for spots, and so it's very, very rare. And it's, you know, it's not for everyone. I didn't think it would be for me, but somehow this song kind of had a life of its own, and it worked. So now if I did it once, I know that I could do it again.
Change the Game is a song about, well, not a song about, but there's a lot of like sports reference in it,
Yeah.
like overtly.
Yeah.
sports. That one sticks out as really different to me too. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the subject matter.
Yeah, I was going to cut that actually off the album. I didn't feel it fit, but then at the last minute, I was like, I like this song a lot. And then, yeah, a lot of people say they liked it. So I'm glad I put it on there. But I was originally going to cut it. Not that I didn't like it, just that I thought
It fits.
it might not fit the album, but I don't know.
It fits the whole thing to me of that album just being like so accessible from so many different angles. Like I feel
Yeah.
like there's songs there that are probably everybody's favorite. Like I
Yeah.
bet that's a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah,
song.
it definitely is. It
You
definitely
know what I
is.
mean? Because
yeah.
it like, well, just yeah, it's just a little different. I just want to ask about it because it's so
Yeah.
on point. Like it really does feel like a hype song.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you write it like this is gonna be like kind of that anthem?
Not really. Shit, I don't know.
It has that feel to me, like where I could see people it being their sort of mom spaghetti.
Yeah, I
song.
was kind of thinking about.
Somewhat,
I was
right?
kind of thinking back to my sporting days because I played a lot of sports.
What were you best at?
Probably hockey or baseball. I probably went the furthest in baseball
What
because
position did you play?
for baseball,
Yeah.
I pitched a little.
Really?
Yeah, played outfield a little bit.
What was your go-to two strikes?
Second base a little bit. Yeah, it was different.
What was your go-to two strikes pitch?
my go-to two strikes?
Yeah,
pitch.
you got a guy. It's like bottom of the seventh or ninth or whatever you're playing.
You got.
And,
to,
you got two
I
strikes.
wasn't the best pitcher to
But
be
what
honest
would you
with
be like? Okay, I gotta throw a pitch to like get him out.
I would probably go with the fastball. I used to try the curve.
heat?
I used to try a little bit of the curveball sometimes. I was
heat,
not.
the heat.
I was not a good pitcher. Like when we went to nationals for baseball, the
To
time.
Nationals.
yeah.
That wasn't good though.
No, like
That's
the I think like for the time I did get in, I was like a pinch bunter. I was really good at bunting.
Really?
Yeah, so I was like a pinch
That's the
bunter.
hockey skills.
Yeah, hockey was like my main love. I think.
Do you have a favorite team?
Hockey?
Yeah.
Yeah, Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
I don't watch any sports anymore, which is
Yeah.
crazy to me because I was all about sports growing
Yeah.
up, and like I don't know what turned me off, but I don't watch any sports. But anyways, what I was saying with that song, Change the Game, that feeling of wanting to give up or that feeling of just keep pushing
Right.
that I was feeling within music, it kind of reminded me of the days back when I was in sports. And I was like, there's so many parallels with both of these things.
True.
And I was like, let me try to do a song where I compare it. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
yeah.
Let's go back to the tours you were saying. You're like, you're gonna jump on tours.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What kind of tours you want to be on?
Yeah, man, I'm just trying to jump on tours, man.
What's your perfect tour?
Good job, Ivy.
What's your perfect tour?
my perfect
Like
tour?
that you can do right now, like in your.
Man, I just want to.
Do you mean like dream tour? Like
No, not dream tour. Like just
I
right
wanna
now
know
in your
about
career,
dream
like
tour.
what would you picture it be the best move? Who would you jump on tour with, if you had your choice? You know what I mean? Like, 'cause people just making the rounds.
Yeah. For Canada, definitely. Well, this is the way I look at it. A tour. The way I look at it is, who are people with big followings that are in a similar vein to me, that their fans would also probably like my music. So that's how I think about it.
Sure.
So like when I think of that, it'll be like I would definitely love to do a lot more dates with Mercules. Would definitely love to go with Class again. That was a time of my life. And so just things that make sense. You know what I mean? Where it's like, are these audiences transferable?
Yeah.
Are they gonna, you know what I mean?
The Mercules thing is number one right off the bat. That's
Yeah.
exactly who I picture you.
Yeah,
with.
that's
Like,
because that fan, like, it's different. We're different, very different artists, but I think it's transferable to where
Definitely.
there's gonna be a number of his fans that will fuck with my shit,
Definitely.
and vice versa. So
Yeah.
I
and
think
his
that's
fans will take right to your stuff.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
both ways.
Yeah, man, he's the fucking man. That dude, I got a lot of respect for that dude and what they've built,
Shout out to
man.
Merc.
Yeah,
Shout out to
man.
Merc.
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah, man. So that would be dope. That's what you were thinking?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And I feel like if you got, because like you do a Canadian tour and then you could go to Europe and you guys would just kill it over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to shoot a video for that song too. I think I'm gonna try to do it when I'm out in Vancouver for the Junos too.
Yeah.
So
Nice,
try to do
nice,
it. Yeah,
nice.
try to do a video for that
Nice.
song too.
Yeah.
So maybe do some
'Cause
stuff around
he
that.
got the video guy.
Yeah, that's the yeah.
Kubrick?
Yeah, he's the fucking man.
He's got the
Yeah,
videos
he's
on lock.
dope. Yeah,
got
shout
the
out
videos
Stewie Kubrick, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he got the videos on lock.
yeah.
Do you think you could be your best without the struggle?
No one can. I just seen this clip from Will Smith the other day. I think he was on like an Instagram story, and he was just like telling everyone, like young or old or whatever. He's just like, you should want to fail. Don't try to fail.
Right.
But like you should fail
Right.
often.
Right.
Like you should want to fail often because that's when you learn your most. Like that's literally when you learn your
Sure.
most. Like even if you watch I follow Gary V and he
Oh, yeah,
Gary
yeah,
Vaynerchuk.
yeah.
That's another guy, and he's just like, I love fucking losing. He loves losing. It's just like
Because there's so much to learn.
it's so much to learn. It teaches you a lesson. If everything is smooth sailing, and what's that fucking line about the boat? Like if it's smooth sailing, like it's easy to steer the ship.
Right.
You know what I
don't know
mean?
yeah.
You don't know, but then you hit the fucking perfect storm. What the
Right.
fuck are you gonna do?
Right.
You're not prepared for it. You don't
Right.
know what. You know what I mean? You've never had that experience. So I think failing is definitely a key, and just learning from it. And a lot of people, remember I said that undying belief earlier. You got to have that delusional belief.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they start to fail 1 or 2 times, that undying belief starts kicking out, and they believe, oh, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
So it's like as long as you have that undying belief in yourself, the amount of times you fail, it doesn't matter. You put out a song that people don't take to, it's like, this didn't work. You think anyone's gonna remember that in this day and age? Fucking next week or no? It's gonna disappear into thin air. Then you come up with something else, and it's gonna stick, and then it's gonna be like, oh shit, and they're gonna remember it. No one really remembers your failures in this day and age because there's so many things that happen where it's almost like you just come with the next one.
I think
You know what I mean?
I
Like-
think there's so much of the people that want to somehow short circuit time. Like you can't replace time.
No.
Because when you're young and at the beginning, I can see how you get frustrated like that.
Yeah.
And it takes that time and experience to understand, like, it's not the big deal and all these things. But people want to just jump and they think they can do it immediately. It takes 15 years.
It takes time, man.
It
like,
takes time to become a person who can see that.
yeah.
And it's sure you can learn. Like, I hope someone listening is going, all right, man, I got to remember that more. Learn from Quake, yeah. But
like looking back,
you can't short circuit your progress. Like, you can make the best out of your time and you
Yeah.
can go as fast as you can. But when you're a certain age, it's going to take time. When you're another age, that's who you're going to be at that. Like,
Yeah.
I see you evolving, and it's something you couldn't do faster.
Yeah. It's
I
something
feel the same way.
you
Like,
can't do it faster.
we've had our bumps getting this thing moving.
Yeah.
It's made us stronger. Better. Yeah.
It's something you can't do faster. Like looking back at myself, I'm like, yeah, I was dope. But like looking back, I thought I was gonna blow up in like 2011, the Book of Matthew. But looking back now, I'm just like, yeah, that shit is dope. But I wasn't ready to be a world class artist then.
Right.
Like that wasn't realistic. Like, but it's like that's what I thought then.
But then you did.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But it's like now I realize, like, all right, it's taking time. This is what I'm still building towards now, and I'm not gonna stop until I am considered one of the best, and people are gonna be like, he's fucking legendary, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Word.
And I'm telling you right now, you hear
Word.
it here first. But yeah,
I don't
no,
think we're the first.
Yeah.
It won't be the last.
Yeah, this is the first show I've ever bragged on.
So, what's the biggest hurdle then that you see in front of you? If you love struggle.
Doubt
Really?
for me or for anyone.
For you?
There's
Fuck
no
it. Fuck
there's,
everybody else.
there's no hurdle
He's
but
the one here.
there's no hurdle but doubt.
Really?
Your own
You-
your
you
biggest hurdle is your own mind. That's your biggest hurdle.
Well, you always been your biggest critic, though.
Yeah.
But that's what keeps you
Yeah.
on top of your game.
Yeah.
That's what keeps your blade sharp. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You know the bar that you can deliver.
Yeah.
You know what
Your
I mean?
biggest hurdle is you.
Right.
Is like you once you start.
So is it just learning how to dance with that kind of to be like, all right, you're pushing me to be my best, but you're not overwhelming me where I'm like I'm giving up type thing.
Yeah,
You
I
know
don't.
what I mean?
I don't know. Yeah, it's because like that's a fine line. Because like I always been a perfectionist, and it might not even be something that anyone else would notice. Like I
Exactly.
might feel like I fucked up a word on a song,
Right.
and then
And we might be like, we love it.
Yeah. But it's just like I don't know. That's just how I always been.
Right.
So I'm always gonna be a perfectionist, but there's a difference between being a perfectionist and doubting. Perfectionist is I could do this better, and I know I could do this better.
Sure.
Doubt is I can't do this. You know what I mean? You see the difference? So it's like I'd rather, I
Are
can.
you a perfectionist to the point where you have to have work pulled from you?
What do you mean?
Like, can you be like, that's done? Like, perfectionists, I think, their real problem is they're never like, they listen
never
to the
finished.
track forever. Like,
Yeah.
there's that famous sort of Q-tip, who's the guy? Chris Lighty had
Yeah.
to go in and like steal like the albums
Like
from
it's
him
over.
in the
Yeah.
night
No,
because
no,
he just
my-
was like, I'm not done. And it's
No,
like,
my shit is not
dude,
that
like,
bad. My shit
nobody
is
can-
not that bad.
so you can be like, I'm done at track.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sign off.
Yeah.
You've been able to sign
And like I don't know. Maybe I'm more of a perfectionist with live shit.
Right.
Not perfectionist, but like, yeah, I guess a perfectionist where it's like I could have executed that better, or I could have talked between this song better.
Really?
That could have been more entertaining. But yeah, it's like that's when it's the most because I'm in front of people and I'm being judged, and you're being judged and looked at and watched. And it's like these people paid to be here. You got to give them the best. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's that pressure, and
You
you
got
only.
good moments too, though. You had good moments on stage, like impromptu moments. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Remember, it was on in Vancouver at the ballroom, and you were doing the I don't need chase.
I don't need chase to the bouncer
and
guy.
and the bouncer started dancing, kind of saying, and he put the fucking mic in the bouncer's face, and he's like, I don't need chase.
Yeah, it was a big fucking yeah. I think there's a picture of that somewhere.
Oh, that was the best
Yeah,
moment,
man.
man. I was watching that from up top. I was like, yes.
Yeah, man. But I think where that moment where you only get one take, that's when that's when I'm more of a perfectionist because it's like you get that one shot, you're on stage in front of everyone.
Sure.
There's no redo. In the house, I can sit there all day and redo the verse until I like it. You know what I mean? It might take an hour, it might take 2 hours, it might take 3. It don't matter. There's
Record
no
again.
pressure. I could do it tomorrow.
Sure.
So, but when you get that one take at a live show, that's kind of where I'm hard on myself and I want to deliver the best I can.
What's been the biggest change in your live show that you've like noticed and tried to work on?
Drinking less.
Really?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
100% drinking less. Yeah, and
what made you realize that? I mean, obviously drinking made you realize that, but like, what was it made you go? Drinking got in the way of doing something I wanted to do, I guess.
There was three things that stood out to me. Three things. One night I was trying to do an interview, and this was no big planned interview or nothing. Like, this was just one of my dudes who had a camera, and I was real drunk, and he was taping. It was like, to the point where it was like, if you're not happy with that, we can do another one. And like, so I was watching myself speak back, and I just realized it's like, man, like in my head, I felt so comfortable, and I thought I was giving great answers, but I was like, man, you could just see it in my face, like I'm fucking buzzed up. I don't look good. Like this is not how I want to be presented. This doesn't look good. So that happened, and then I used to see it in videos where it's like, when I'm too buzzed up, like we did a video, I don't learn all the way. We did a video here the other night, me and Earl B did this remix to that song. You know that, ooh, I'm a rebel just for kids. That, we did a remix to that, fucking loaded. I watched it back, I was like, man, I'm not using it. And then I notice other times when I don't drink and do a interview or a video or whatever, yeah, I might feel that little bit of nervousness, you know what I mean? I might, but it looks better. And I started realizing that with shows too, by seeing footage back. And I was like, I don't like how this looks. I'm too buzzed up. I'm saying too much. And just, I guess, watching that footage back. So I had to learn, because it's very, it tricks you. You know why it tricks you? Because you feel great. You feel the greatest you've ever felt.
Sure.
So in your mind, everything is going over well. So it takes you seeing yourself back to be like, yeah, I might feel great on the inside, but from an outside perspective, this is not me doing my best. And so I learned, the times where maybe I don't feel the best, I feel a little nervous, I'm not 100% loose. I watch that back and be like, oh, you look great there, you're in control. So I learned that these human emotions are normal, and it's not something you could try to mask or hide. It's just something you got to accept and deal with. And so that's definitely the thing that I have been doing lately, drinking less. You know what I mean? And like New Year's, like I could have never did this on New Year's. We performed at Parade Square, Confessions. I wasn't even going to drink. I didn't. And then Bruce Cutthroat, shout out to Bruce, he had like one shot of this peppermint schnapps, or it was some kind of like moonshine. He's like, just try it. It didn't even give me a buzz. Went the whole Parade Square, packed, on TV cameras, everything. Just did it, and it's becoming more comfortable. That's something 5 years ago I could have never did. I would have had to drink a bottle and a half of wine. Wouldn't have been able to do it. But yeah, that's definitely the biggest thing that's helping me within my entire career, man.
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect.
Drinking less.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hell yeah. What about dance moves, though?
What you mean, man?
No, I mean, just like, that'd be my biggest concern if I didn't drink.
Dance moves?
I'd be
I don't do too much dancing, though.
No?
Yeah.
You do a little bit of singing on the album. Here
Do I?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Sort of singing.
I feel like there's certain...
Harmonizing.
Yeah, I feel like there's certain...
I like it.
Yeah, I got to start doing more...
I thought you had a line in there somewhere, though, about that. Yeah, that's a different song.
One of my New Year's resolutions is to start doing more of my own hooks.
Right.
And I think that it's just finding because my voice works really well in like certain keys.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm not musical, but I don't know the keys. But if there's that right beat,
you have the ear for it.
Yeah, it sounds good.
But did you write the hook in Confessions?
No, I didn't personally write it.
Right.
The hook for that was Gordy, I would say mostly, and myself and Frank from Neon Dreams.
Right.
Yeah, like the Confessions idea was his idea.
Right.
And he said he had this idea, and then so that's what it is. We kind of co-wrote the hook together,
Right,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, do you write hooks for people? Have you?
Do I write hooks?
Like when they're gonna be on your track.
Oh, when they're gonna be on my track.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do like a rough idea. Yeah, you know, like I'll send like the song with JK from the Tennessee Kids. My dude, he's from Carolina, North Carolina. He we had that reference already done and sent, and he just kind of sang the words better.
Right.
You know.
But, what's the Just Want You to Know? That song.
What is it?
What's the song where it Just Want You
Just
to Know?
So You Know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's little singing on
See?
that. Yeah, you're
That
right.
song's pretty singy.
Yeah, you're right.
Like the album has something for everybody.
Yeah, you know what
Go
inspired
get
that?
the album if
You know what inspired that was
It does though. Like I love that track.
I was
That's a different Quake.
yeah. There was so like I don't know, sometimes I have a hard time like
Can you do that again for me?
What's that?
Do it again.
Just so you know.
So good.
No.
It's good.
You need to hit me with
It's
the
like
reverb.
catnip, man.
Yeah, you need to hit me with the
You need to
reverb.
hit him with the reverb.
But yeah, I find it hard to like new artists a lot of times. And there was this
Well,
just like listening to new artists. So it's like
Yeah.
so this is where I'm getting to that song.
Yeah.
So there's like a super dope artist. His name is Black. Do you know Black?
yeah.
So when I was introduced to his shit, I was like, this guy's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And like I heard his story, and I started. When you hear someone's story, you start appreciating them more. He's like,
Sure.
I started off as a battle rapper, like I wasn't even singing. Then
You're like me.
I was like, this is it. He's like, and he kind of got that gravelly voice, like kind of like I was like, I kind of got something
You're
similar
like
to that
me.
shit. I was like, man, this guy is making fucking these songs that he's singing, and I fucking love that album more than anything else I heard at the time. So I was like, let me try something different, man. It's actually funny how that song came about. I told Yogi, I was like, make a beat like that's on that Black album.
Yeah.
Not the Black album, Jay-Z, but his album.
Yeah.
And so then my dude, Dickie came over, and he's like, let's write.
Shout out to Dickie.
Yeah, shout out Dickie, man. He's like, we're like, let's write something fun to this right now. Me and Dickie are like, let's write something fun to this. He's like, here's what you do. He's like, I'm gonna go through your Instagram. You got a lot of people on there. He's like, just find a Ratchet Girl's account. And I was like, I guarantee you she got a Ratchet meme that we can use right now for this song. Scroll through for like 2 minutes. It said something about like, it was like, don't talk shit about my name if you used to moan it. So I was like, don't throw dirt on my name if you used to say it in the bedroom. I was like, oh, there's the first. I was like, Dickie, you're right. So then that's how it started. We literally had that song
So
written
good.
in like
So
20
good.
minutes. And it kind of was like, I guess, I don't know, looked to past relationships for inspiration and just kind of put lines to fill in around that.
Yeah.
And it was. Yeah. A lot of people like that. So I might try some different shit like
There's just
that.
so much different stuff on the album. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it feels a little different that way. Like it holds together as an album, but
Yeah.
it's not fully like the same sort of storyline other ones have had.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I was experimenting a bit. I'm not sure.
I like it because of that. Like
Yeah,
it's got
yeah.
different times of day vibes for me.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I feel like there's ones that are like in the morning, and I'm sort of in
Yeah.
in the like upbeat, and then there's
Yeah.
ones that are kind of petty. There's ones
Yeah,
that
yeah,
are
yeah.
like fight me ones. I don't know. It's all over the place.
I got a lot of
love
different
it.
sides to me, man. You know, I think that's like every human being. Nobody's just one specific way.
No.
That's why when you certain heads that are true to hip hop, where it's like, anything that's
here
not
we
boom
go.
bap hip hop is like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, fuck this. It's like, so you're telling me you're just, as a person, you're just one way, like the entire, like you
I don't
only feel
understand those people.
you only feel
I
one
don't
way. And it's
understand
like,
those people.
if it's not this, it's nothing. Like, I don't get that. I used to be that, but now it's just like
I
I
don't
realize,
understand
like
that.
you said, times of day, different moods, different
Yeah,
times
sure.
call for different types of
Sure.
music, different feelings, different moods.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to have a variety. You know what I mean? But
I
that's
think you always had a variety on your
Yeah.
Oh
albums,
yeah,
though.
yeah.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
I think Corrado was probably the only one that was like a little off base
Yeah.
with all the rest of your albums.
Yeah.
But you always have variety.
Yeah,
You
you know
always
what's
have a
fucked
good
up?
variety
You know what's
on it.
fucked up with that album is like in my circle of friends, that album's like, yo, like that's trash. That's your worst effort to date. That's
What Corrado?
yeah, that's what they say. Like just like in my
I wouldn't say it's your worst ever to date. I just think like as for your albums, the way you lay them out,
Yeah.
and the beats you usually pick, like
yeah,
that's the one, like that's the black sheep
yeah,
of the formula that you use
yeah.
on the different types of beats. And
Yeah,
different
yeah,
moves.
yeah.
Watching this, I want you to comment,
So no, I
especially if you love Corrado.
Favorite Quake
so
album.
no, so I
A
was
lot of
just
people love
I was
Corrado.
just gonna say I put the thing up the other day. It was like, what's your favorite album? It was like the picture. It had all the
Corrado's
album
number
covers,
one.
and there's so many people. Like it's like I feel like it's like a cult following for that album that say that album.
Yeah.
And but it's like to everyone else it's the worst. But then there's
to
like
them.
there to them is that's it. So it's like that's another thing you learn. You can't please everyone, and you know what I mean. All you could do is what's in your heart, and people are gonna react to it the way they want.
I think that's so important because people, when they try to please the fans, like I get pleasing the fans to some degree, but when you try to be what they want, then you lose so much of who you are, and that's what people want. They wanted you in the first place.
Yeah.
Be who you are.
Man, you can't let it get to you. And like, I've been seeing a lot of Eminem interviews recently, or not a lot, but hearing him speak on the album, and he's just like, and like, I get that frustration where it's like, you know, some people are like, we want the old guy back. Then when he does the old guy, it's like, oh, he's too old for that. We want growth. And then it's like, no, we want more syllables. No, we want more heartfelt. And it's like, that's a way to drive yourself nuts at the end of the day. So it's
100%.
like, yeah, and I believe me, I do that. And I used to listen to a lot of people, and when one person would say this, like I had friends that would be like, this is how crazy it is. Like I have friends that I'll show a song to and be like, this, don't put that on there. That would be the worst song on your album. Like, next friend, you have to use this. This would be the biggest song on your album. And it's just like, and you start trying to listen to everyone, and it's just like, man, you can't.
Yeah, but
you can't.
Once you come to a peace with you, that you just can't please everybody.
You can't.
Once you come to peace with that.
Yeah, you have to.
You just do shit you love.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think it took me a long time to come to that.
You love it, you love it. You don't love it, then whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What would be your ideal writing scenario if you had to, like, you know, sit down, like start a body of work and finish a body of work? Like, what would you picture?
Oh man, I would picture just something like, man, like just somewhere on the ocean, like a house on the ocean with like a big balcony and like just like warm weather. So it could be like here in the summertime, or it could be wherever, and just like a cooler full of fucking varieties of drinks and like varieties of drinks.
Stay hydrated.
And just just like a big ocean, and then a big balcony I could come out and smoke on and look and walk around. Yeah, that's all I need.
Do you like the ocean?
I mean, who doesn't like the ocean, man?
I just wonder. Some people really like vibe with the ocean a lot.
I mean, I don't know. There's just something about, like, I was out at Queensland today doing a photo shoot, and just that smell.
Shout out to photo shoots.
Yeah, shout out to photo shoots. Shout out to my boy Troy, man. But yeah, like just the smell of that, like there's something about that, and just watching the waves crash down, like there's something about that to me, like when, you know, people in Toronto will never get to see, and it's just like I don't know, man. And there's something about the ocean. I mean,
but could you be out on it like there in
it's peaceful.
Deadliest Catch though?
And the deadliest catch.
Could you be out on it like that?
Shit.
I don't know. I don't know if I could be out there, but you know
how much you like the ocean though?
You know, I gotta be. I like to observe it from a safe distance.
Way you catch me out on the Deadliest Catch boat?
No.
You know the only reason.
No way in hell.
You know the only reason I would go is because one of my lifelong goals is to catch a fish. I still haven't. And that,
bro, we can go deep sea fishing.
And if someone's
next
like,
summer, bro.
It sounds like, yo, I can guarantee you to catch a fish.
I want to put it out there right now.
I'd go.
When it's summertime, I think we should take the Cut exclusive road trip.
Deep sea fishing with Quake.
Yeah.
Man, I went.
Catch your first fish on camera.
I've never caught a fish. I was
just gonna take it to like a
everyone around me is fucking reeling up fishes. I'm getting fucking pissed. Then at the summertime wind video, at the summertime wind video, everyone's on that dock fishing. Those are all real people catching real fish, standing on the dock. I go, buddy, I'll give you a beer right now if you give me your fucking let me try to catch a fish for 5 minutes. I throw it out there. I'm sitting, nothing. Everyone pulling up around me, fucking fish. And then he's going, bud, I need the rod back. I go, drink your beer and just shut the fuck up. I got 2 more minutes. I swear to God, bro. I was sitting there and he goes, I really need this back. Like, this is my job or whatever.
My chance, man.
I fucked up there, too. Like, I've been so many times, bro. They will not bite. They will not bite.
We're going to get you a fish.
Yeah, I need a damn fish.
This summer, we're going on a road trip.
Yeah, man.
We're going on a road trip.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I want to hit you with some rapid fire. I'm going to say a word, and you're just going to give us like a one word, or like, feel free. Just like a quick answer, you know what I mean? Whatever comes to mind, okay? Kind of like a word association.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Jump Street.
Old.
Ceilings.
None.
Confidence. That wasn't one of them, sorry. Hurdles.
Damn. Yeah, all in your head.
Damn. There's a long pause for hurdles.
Yeah.
What was the
I was trying to think of one word to put it, but I couldn't.
Right.
I was gonna be like none, but like I was trying to be like,
right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
All right. Let's see. Hashtag me too.
hashtag me too.
Yeah. Who wrote this list?
Terrible.
Okay, what? Fairview.
Flows.
Patois.
Bombaclat.
Blanc.
Sauvignon.
Idiots.
Brilliant.
You like that show?
I watched it a few times.
Okay. Worst show.
Worst show, like TV show?
Worst show.
Worst show.
I'm not giving you any hints.
Fuck, I don't know. I find the good in everything.
Okay.
Worst live show.
How about best live show?
Worst show like that I've done?
Yeah. We could just move to the other one too.
Oh, worst show. I thought you meant like worst TV show.
Yeah, I was gonna let you go wherever with it.
Oh, worst
Worst live show.
worst live show that I've done.
Ivy has an agenda with this.
Worst live show that I've done. Fuck.
I
I don't know. Probably one that I was way too drunk at.
I bet that in a good way.
Not the one where you fell at TI?
Oh yeah, that one I fell at TI. Yeah, that was the worst.
That was the worst.
That was the worst by far.
The fact that there's like
led
9
to a
angles
great-
of that though.
It led to a great meme, though.
I made it.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I had to take control of it, man.
To me, that's a
No, you flipped that brilliantly.
that's a master class in social media right there.
Yeah, man. I had to.
Like
And
when
the fact that it was up by the morning was like just amazing.
Bro, I woke up. I was like, I got to take control of this right now. I was like, there's no at that time, and that's another thing.
for people that don't know, just tell them exactly what you're talking about.
So
So
basically,
Ti comes to town.
Ti comes to town. I'm opening the for Ti, and apparently before I went on, like I guess they were spraying water on the stage. The acts before me.
Somebody just dropped some water.
Yeah, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. And when I went out, I thought it would
Maybe
be.
they did.
I thought it would be hyped to splash more water.
Yeah.
And I may or may not have splashed it early before I got to the crowd, and it might have landed on the stage as well. That might have combined with their water. I don't know whose water. We don't have the DNA test, but there was water.
We'll never know.
And then
water
I
DNA.
slipped and fell super, super, super hard, like a big fall, like 3 feet in the air fall.
was bad,
and like
man.
whiplash, like hitting the head fall.
Did you whack your head?
Yeah, you can see it
Yeah.
from the last
Did
angle.
you go to the hospital?
No. But yeah. So yeah, crazy fall, got off stage, and this is probably the liquor too. Like just super pissed. And like, you know, when this is another thing why it's not good to be that drunk just in life, because like, you know, when you're
life.
mad, or when I'm mad, at least, like
Yeah.
that's not something you could just think about and let it go. Like you're
No,
fucking
you go.
pissed. You're gone. There's
Overreact.
no coming back. You're pissed. I'm
Right.
kicking shit. I go aside, smoke a cigarette. My whole night's fucked up. I go home. I wake up sober now. My sober mind goes, there's nothing you could do about that. It happened. How are you going to make the best of it?
Right.
How are you going to bounce back?
Right.
And then I thought of the meme shit, and then I put it up, and then I ended up on the news, CTV News on the meme, and the meme was very popular, and a lot of people, you know, it was a dope piece of content that got out there a lot,
Yeah.
and people saw me in a great light because I had a sense of humor, and I was able to laugh at myself.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that was I don't know if that was the worst show. It was probably the worst show in the moment, but yeah,
Ultimately, it wasn't that
ultimately it turned out great.
What about the best live show?
The best live show, shit, man. Probably one of the ones on the Classified tour, 2013. That was like my favorite tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was incredible. Maybe Toronto, Vancouver was dope as
Van
fuck.
was dope. The
Yeah.
last 2 nights at Opera House were dope.
Yeah, the last 2 nights.
loved
That's
it.
where I felt like a real superstar for like the first time. The last 2 nights at the Opera House. It's
Yeah.
like watching myself back on the footage. I was like, man, I was like, this is it. Like this is
It was
That
a
shit
great,
made you feel like a
2 night stint at Opera House, Toronto.
yeah,
Finished the tour
that shit
off.
made you feel like yeah.
And then after party in a mansion. At Princess Soundman's house.
I didn't even go.
You didn't go?
No.
Oh, you missed the best party ever.
Yeah, I didn't go, man.
Wow.
Hey, do you have any reverb over there, by the way?
I do.
For his voice? I just want to see if we can do it. What else do we want to talk to Quake about? I mean, we got him here. I'm thinking, it's nice to have you here, man.
Yeah, man, it's good being here.
How's it feel being on this show? How's the cut feel?
Always.
Give us a little critique. How we doing?
Yeah, I don't really have any critique, man.
Do you feel uncomfortable?
Honestly, no. Honestly, like we try to do that thing. I've always enjoyed speaking to you. Ever since we tried to do that thing in Fairview, and then the footage got lost or whatever.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
This is this is sort of a variation.
And then speaking to you on the KO interview, that was super dope. I was thoroughly impressed and enjoyed the conversation, but there was no video piece to that.
Yeah.
So I think it's overdue, like that. This happens on camera for the first time. So yeah,
I agree, man.
Yeah, man.
He does great interviews, eh?
Yeah, man. He does.
He gave me the best interviews I ever had.
Yeah, man. Yeah, always. This always my favorite.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I think it's weird when I say it, and I sort of feel odd saying this in front of you guys. Like, I am that fan in a way. Like, I've become a guy who has a role where he could say he's an interviewer, or he's a radio guy, or he's a video guy. But really, I'm just a fan of you guys. Like, I remember not long ago not knowing you at all to say hi.
Yeah.
Even to say hi.
Yeah.
Let alone kind of know you a little bit.
Yeah.
Same with IV. So I remember seeing your names on posters and being like, wow, when you guys came in the studio. But I think it's important to say that. Play that role. Don't be such a chicken shit.
That brings you back to what you said earlier, right?
Shit, man.
Is that what brings you back to earlier, where you're saying like everyone wants to be the MC or the star? Is that what you? Yeah,
definitely. But I think it's about finding your role. Like,
yeah,
and,
I agree,
and there's
man.
a place for it.
I think Halifax, you found your role, and you're great at it.
Halifax is known for, if you show up and show love and find your spot, success is yours in that lane.
Yeah.
And people watch here, man.
No, but it's true. Like,
people
if you're a great photographer,
you've done it, brother.
What's happening here?
Yeah.
Save this for like a birthday episode.
People watch here, man. Though, like, there's always been people like they come and go. Like, I remember at Lifted, there was this Japanese girl in the crowd.
Oh yeah.
You remember her?
What was her name?
I can't remember her name. She used to always come. She'd get down.
Watching.
She was fucking awesome, man.
She used to come and get down so hard and blah, blah, blah. And Ash McLeod, shout out to Ash. He's a promoter that started Lifted. So he went up to her one night and just ended up having like a huge conversation with her. And she's like, I'm from Japan. She's like, we live in Japan. Like, Halifax is sacred. Like, Halifax hip-hop scene is... We know everybody, and she listed off everybody.
Man, she was fucking awesome. I loved her, man.
Evan.
Yo, I remember one time.
Support.
I remember one time I went up to ask her. I think I was like 18 at the time, and I was like I was like, how old are you or something? And like I tried to guess her age, and I was like, oh, 22. And she was like 33 or like she like when I asked her age, she was like older than me by a lot, and she looked so like young.
So young.
That's what I remember. She just looked like she was like 21 or something.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. I wish I remembered her name, man. She was fucking
if
dope.
You're watching this, and
she was
at
every show, bro. Everything, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the truth.
Right.
I wish I could remember her name.
Yeah, but she like really broke it down and was like, we study like the hip hop you guys like create, like knew about Rich and knew about the Goods, the Sebutones, like all the way up to like, you know what I mean, Claus, Quake. She knew everything. Crazy, everything, man.
Shout out to her, man.
Shout out to those
unknown
fans
like,
in Japan.
We really like study you guys. You know what I mean?
Click subscribe, Japanese fans. Shit.
So it's just, it's great when people like that come across the scene.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Quake, it's been great having you here, man.
Man, it's over already. Damn, man.
I want you to do us a little favor and send us out. Like, we need some shout outs first of all from you. Like, who right now is somebody that who do you need to look in this camera here and give them that love? And
Man, I just want to shout out everybody who's ever supported me in any aspect, man. In any aspect, whether I did music with you, whether you came to a concert, whether you supported a video, whether you bought a CD, whether you streamed a song or whatever, man. Everyone. I can't even get into just trying to name people, man. Like everyone. Shout out to everyone. I got no problems anymore with anyone. It's all about love now. I'm extending my love. I'm thankful and gracious. That's the new me, man.
Where can we reach at? Where tell
Wait a
everybody
second,
where they
before
can
we
reach
get to
at.
that, I feel like you have embraced. We got time out. I thought we were done.
All right.
I feel like you've embraced like a leave it behind because I'm lighter and I can get further without carrying this bullshit attitude.
Yeah.
For 2018.
Yeah,
Am
man.
I right?
Yeah.
It's like
definitely.
I'm putting this shit down because I got far to
Definitely.
go. Fuck it, I ain't carrying this.
You
shit
attract what you project, man, and the positivity.
Is that your message for people as we go out? Is like, what's your message
It's a
of
proven,
hope?
yeah, it's a proven fact, man. Positivity attracts positivity. You know what I
Okay.
mean? You know why? You know the people that are miserable. Why they're always miserable?
Why?
It's because they're always miserable. That's what you know what I mean.
It's true.
They're always complaining. They're always,
true.
however the lower you vibrate, that's what you attract, man.
Yeah.
And so if you change that attitude and shift that attitude,
Yeah.
like what's the point of holding a grudge? If I leave here tonight, right?
Yeah.
And I'm mad at you, and I say I'm never talking to him again. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You go on with your day. That doesn't affect you. That affect.
No.
Well, maybe it does, but it affects me. It's in my head. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's nothing. Like, why would I let that affect me? I'm the one walking around with it.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? I think the key is to just be positive, and you know what I mean? Be
Quake,
gracious and be thankful.
Marcus Frederick Matthews.
Yeah, man. That's it, man.
We're gonna
Government.
leave it on a positive note, and we salute you for everything
God
you do.
bless.
We salute you as
For
the
everything
God
you're doing
MC
for
that
this-
you are in our
Yes.
fucking
Yeah.
community, man.
Yeah, man. Respect, man.
For
Yeah.
representing
Thank you,
Scotia.
Love.
You know what I mean? Doing everything you're doing, and you got a long career ahead of you, my man. And
Yes, man.
Can't wait to
you're
have
always
you back.
welcome at the cut, as always. You know your family.
Always.
Yeah,
Always.
man.
So anytime you want to come back, you got something to say. You're gonna
Drop
debut
a
some,
single.
drop a single, whatever you want to do,
Yes, I'll be back. I'll be back once this attitude fades and I want to hate on somebody.
This is the place to bring it. Listen, people out there, tell the people that you care about them. Helps make the world a little easier place to move for us all. Ivy, it's good to see you again, man. I hope you have another good week.
man. Yes, I will.
Quake,
Yes, my
always
man.
love my man.
Always.
Ivy,
What song we taking
yeah.
a note with?
There we
Give
go.
us a video.
A video.
Your favorite Quake video?
right here.
My favorite
Introduce
Quake
it.
video.
Introduce it.
Confessions, man.
Yeah.
You guys have got it to this
Yeah.
point where it's at right now. First song ever for me on Billboard, on the radio.
Quake Matthews.
Request that shit. God bless.
I wanna make a toast. Now are you sure you're ready to hear about this fast life that I lived? The flashing lights and the blackout nights just like this. Would you sacrifice your sanity while looking past my sins? And forgive my crazy friends for the trouble they got me in? I was as stubborn as an addict with a habit for arguments, scarred with a troubled past and some of the darkest of intents. But if I make a conscious effort to clear my mind of this pressure, and cross your heart and promise you'll accept it.
These are my confessions, I trip on my words. A simple collection of bridges I burn. Don't wanna make you leave. Wish this was make-believe. These are my confessions and lessons I've learned. My conscience, my reverend, yeah, you are my church. Hope that you understand. You make me a better
I guess today is the day that them angels collided with my demons, trying to provide reasons to the people that I cheated. The guilt has been built in the air that I'm breathing. I tried whiskey, I tried pills, and I tried Jesus. I feel a chill in the air as I'm airing out my grievance. The hair standing up on my neck like fans standing for the championship national anthem high on the bleachers. Somebody please just be my preacher.
These are my confessions, I trip on my words. A simple collection of bridges I burn. Don't wanna make you leave. Wish this was make-believe. These are my confessions and lessons I've learned. My conscience, my reverend, yeah, you are my church. Hope that you understand. You make me a better man. yourself, then you walk away. Try to pretend that you're strong as Superman. A little thought makes you hit the brakes. What's the point any other way? No regrets, I'm just here to say these are my confessions. I trip on my words, a simple collection of bridges I burn.